Hi, Lee Farnell here and welcome to Leading Your Best Life. Today I want to introduce a word, a concept to you that really is so important, whether it be in health or wealth or sales or business. It really is something to put top of the mind, and that is the word cadence. Stay tuned for how that one word can make a massive impact to you. While I'm making this note in my journal in the morning at about 5:45 in the morning, because I'd done my meditation and I'd had an interesting meeting with a potential sales manager we were recruiting a couple of days ago. And he used the word cadence, and it reminded me of a whole range of things we've done in the past where, of course, we talk about with the R factor, the relationship is frequency times quality of contact. But if it's a relationship with money or a relationship with people or relationship with health or relationship with fitness, it still is frequency times quality of contact. That is, how frequently do you have a quality workout, exercise workout? How frequently do you look at your cash flow? How frequently do you get on the phone and speak to prospective customers? How frequently do you have a quality conversation with an existing client? How frequently do you even ask for a potential referral with an existing client? Which, by the way, I've got to stop recording podcasts and get on with making some phone calls. But here, cadence when it comes to working with sales teams and operating sales teams and getting the best out of people, it comes down to one, in no particular order, how frequently do you do coaching? What is the cadence for coaching? Is it once a week, once a day, twice a day, once every 6 months, once every 4 years? Clearly, the cadence for coaching is going to make a huge difference. And what we know from the research is when you institutionalize regular coaching of people, coaching can be as simple as, what are your goals? How are you going with them? What are some options to help you get better? The GROW model, GROW, goals. What's the existing reality? What's going on? What are your numbers? What's working? What's not working? Now, what are options? What are some options to improve? Options to improve, opportunities to improve, brainstorm, use the Socratic approach, and then W, written, who's going to do what by when. So based on that brainstorm, what are some actions you're going to take on board and do? And of course, then there's follow-up. So what's your coaching process? But more to the point, what's the coaching cadence? Also, what's the cadence for sales planning? What's the cadence for sales? Do we do a sales plan once a week, once a month, once a year? Never. Clearly, it's going to make a difference. Sales planning and sales forecasting, I recommend a 90-day sales plan, and then you're touching base on it on a weekly basis and certainly on a monthly basis. How are we going against the sales plan? So you're going to do sales planning follow-up sessions. Now, in terms of training, what's your formal training? What's the formal training that goes on in terms of teaching new knowledge, new drills, real play, role play, using the color zones in terms of whether it be prospecting skills or drills, objection handling skills or drills, needs discovery skills or drills, closing skills or drills, flushing out objections. I mean, that's why we've got the color zone system. There's like 10 to 15 steps in each of those zones, of which we say there are 12 core drills that people need to be trained in so that you bring them up to speed. And as we say, collective best practice becomes the standard. Capture best practice, collective best practice, it becomes the standard. Then we talk about cadence for academy. Cadence for Sales Academy. Involvement equals ownership equals commitment. You want people committed to the plan, you've got to get them involved. So we have a whole process for getting people involved in setting up the cadence for the regular training and the regular coaching. We did that at BSI, it works such a treat. And then what about reporting? What is the cadence for sales reporting? Reporting on how are we going? How are we going against budget? How'd you go last week? Is it a daily report? Is it a weekly report? Is it a monthly report? It's going to make all the difference. Also, cadence on performance review. How often do you do performance reviews? I've certainly been in some companies where people say, I've had no one ever sit with me and talk about how I'm going. In fact, my brother, I remember when he was with Telstra way back in the 1980s, he said, no one's ever sat with me and talked with me how I'm going. What the hell? The HR person would have pulled their hair out saying there's a system, clearly people aren't following it. And that's where cadence of audit. Are you following the system or not? Of course, cadence is also cadence for letting people know why. why, which again is why it's so important in the induction and the follow-up to the induction as to why the hell we do these things. So if you put these into place, the cadence for coaching, sales coaching, leadership coaching, executive coaching, coaching in terms of communication, sales planning, forecasting, 90-day, 60-day, training so that we're teaching people and re-drilling and practicing and doing real play, role play, drills, sales reporting how we're going against budget, are we on track, not on track, and performance reviews, 360 degree, where are the areas you're doing well in, where are the areas you can still do better in, what do your colleagues say are the areas you're doing well in and could do better in. And then the other thing is cadence of, I would say, meditation cadence. Now, if you're going to do it properly, you'd be doing 20 minutes in the morning and 20 minutes in the afternoon, twice a day. So start the day calm, bring down the set point, lower the sympathetic nervous system, and then later on in the afternoon, ideally around 4 in the afternoon, could be lunchtime, but 4 in the afternoon, Seinfeld did it at lunchtime, to unstress again, bring down the sympathetic nervous system. And why do we do that? Because we make better decisions when we are unstressed. We make dumber decisions when we're running around like a chook with our head cut off with the sympathetic nervous system firing. And what a person talked the other day about adrenal fatigue. She was living so much on the edge in terms of fight or flight. Her adrenaline gland like fatigued, and she was in like massive depression and couldn't do much for 6 months. Who wants that? So twice a day, meditation, bring down the set point so you make better decisions so nothing upsets you. And when you do all of that, and by the way, the other thing there, of course, is cadence of physical exercise. Walking, swimming, aerobic, what are you doing to get the dopamine up? And of course, then we can start to move into cadence with relationships, whether it be taking your partner out on a date or, telling them how much you love them, or give them a hug, or giving them a rose, or whatever it is. In my day, I used to give chocolate, but that I'm not sure that was such a good idea. But anyway, cadence, particularly around business. Take a look, do a cadence audit. Are we doing things enough? And if we were going to change them, what would it look like? And that's again where we use the Academy Planner. Look, you want some help with this, that's what we do. If you don't need help, don't touch base. But if you want to get different results, you want to get better results than you're getting now, if you're excited about the possibilities, then let's take the handbrakes off and realise your full potential. Click one of the links below, reach out, get some of our free resources, or even book a time to have a chat, an obligation-free chat to see, can we help you or not? But if you're keen to grow, I'm sure we could find a way to help. Look forward to hearing from you. Otherwise, just stay in touch via this podcast, Leading Your Best Life. I'm Lee Farnell. The word for today, cadence. See you next time.